so
And
much.
Beethoven's in the wings.
I don't know how I could follow Marty's talk, but that was quite amazing. He hit on a lot of the stuff that we require as well at Operation K9 Beethoven. And the Army and I started this about 3 years ago, January of 2020. Just to give you a little back history on this. My parents were selling their home in Bergen County, Hasbrook Heights. I've had dogs my whole life. So my brother reached out to somebody that he knew, and then reached out to a gentleman named Sam, and reached out to Arpy. Arpy came to pick up the kennels. We had some bedding. He and I started talking. He showed up with Beethoven, and I said, "Can I say hi?" He said, "Absolutely." From that moment on, we started talking. He was telling me how Beethoven is a therapy dog, and he goes to the Actors Guild in Hackensack, and he visits that nursing home there. I said, "Well, my mom's inside right now, selling the house after 40 years of memories, the good and the bad. She's very stressed. Do you think you could possibly bring Beethoven into the house?" He said, "Absolutely, 100%. Beethoven walked in the house, and you can see the complete change my mother had on her face. It went from sad to happiness. And all that Beethoven did was literally sit at my mother's side. From that moment on, he and I became friends. And we started talking about how we can help our veterans, how we can help our heroes, and that's how Operation K9 Beethoven got established. Our favorite line is that, helping veterans one paw at a time. We all want to help them, and like Marty said, sometimes you just can't. And it breaks your heart. It really does break your heart because you really want to be able to help them as much as you possibly can, but sometimes we've had to say no. We've had to say no to 2 veterans, unfortunately, within the last week or 2. It just it wasn't working out. Yesterday as well. It just wasn't working out. These veterans, they do need a permanent address. As Marty explained, they can't really be, in a transitional situation like Lyons or North Haven. They have to be in a permanent housing, an apartment, a condo, a house. And we do the same thing. If you're renting, we need a letter from your landlord. If you're in a condo, we need a letter from the condo association, right? So a lot about what Marty does on his end is also what we do as well. At the end of the day, it's really all about helping our veterans. That is the 100% goal. And sometimes you can't help them all. So Archie then started to go visit nursing homes, and he promised me that he would have Beethoven, and my father would be the first one that he would visit. And so Archie did. I called my father that morning. I said, "Dad, you're going to get a special visit." He goes, "Is it you?" I said, "No." He goes, "Oh, shucks. I was really looking forward to that pasta bijou from Bayonne." So when I called him back several hours later, I said, "How was your wake-up call?" He goes, "It was the best wake-up call I ever got." We get to see what these dogs do. We get to go into the veterans home, nursing homes, rehab centers with our therapy dog program, we have 2 separate programs. We have the psychiatric service dog program, but we also have our therapy program where we take Beethoven, all of his friends, and they go and they visit all hospitals, rehab centers, schools, deaf schools, special ed classes throughout Bergen County. So that's always been a thing that Arpy's been doing for quite some time. I'm going to talk about a veteran. We talk about how grateful they are once they receive their forever furry 4-legged friend. I actually spoke with him about a week ago, and he says, "You have no idea what you and Operation K9 Beethoven has done for me." He's a young veteran. He is so overjoyed. And he was crying on the phone about how much we helped him. And when you hear that, it melts your heart. It's because this is the reason why we do this. We want to see the happiness, the smiles. That is why that is why we do what we do, helping our veterans one paw at a time. Marty was talking about kits. We do a welcoming kit as well. We set them up for a good month or 2 of supplies, bedding, treats, toys, all the stuff, kennels, anything that they need, we will make sure that we set them up for a good month or so. But what's special about us is that we just don't sign the dog over and say, "Bye, see ya." We want to form an Operation K9 Beethoven family. So in the event if they fall down on hard times, they can give us a call and say, hey, listen, I'm having a little hard time this month, but I need a bag of food. Amazon is amazing. It's either Amazon will deliver or I will bring it to you personally. Whatever works for the veteran. I have to say, you know, several months ago or so, Cindy and Cindy reached out to me. And we got to sit down and we got to meet. So I want to thank you for reaching out to us and wanting to partner with us, because I really look forward to working with all of you. Thank you to the Rotary Club. Never really knew what you guys did, to be honest with you. But Cindy told me what you did. I don't know if I can repeat that. Do you remember that? What does the Rotary Club do?
We have somebody to tell you.
He's going to tell you all about it when
When he goes up.
Okay, great, yeah. I just never heard of them before, but
Service above South.
I've known Cindy and Cindy for quite some time, and but I just thank you so much, really. I mean, this is going to help a lot of people. This is going to help our veterans, most importantly, because they are the fabric of our country. We got to help them.
I have one question that people might have in the back of their head. What happens when a veteran passes away? What happens then?
Luckily, we've never gone through that. But in our contract, right, RPA, I believe they could either surrender it back to us, or say if it's a father with a family and kids, and the wife and the children got so, you know, used to the dog, we may keep the dog within the family because they're going through emotional time at that point too. So we don't want to just take the dog away. I would say that each situation probably would be different.
If the veteran didn't have a family and they were living by themselves and they passed away, we would grab the dog and bring it up to our rescue and then rehome the dog with another veteran.
And did you touch upon where you get the dogs from?
So we work with several rescues throughout the state of New Jersey. So we rescue them from kill shelters, off the streets, euthanasia, and we rescue them, and then we have 3 trainers that we work with, one in New York, one in New Jersey, and one in Pennsylvania. Any other?
I have 2 other questions. Marty, I didn't ask this question before. So once you find a veteran, well, what is the time frame, what do you think the time frame would be? You know, from finding 2 or 3 veterans to get 2 or 3 dogs, right? Because we all know that's what we're going for. What would be the time frame on all that?
Well, again, the way it works for us, again, we've been doing this for a while, and I'm sure, how many years you guys been doing this?
3.
3 years. We've been doing it for a while. Elks National Foundation, ENF, everybody that's involved with the money and all that soul stuff. So, all of these Veterans Affairs throughout the state of New Jersey reach out to us. If they know what we want, they know what we're looking for. It's an interview. We don't hand over any cash, nothing like that. Everything has to be done by process. Reach out to us, we'll set up an interview with them. We're gonna ask them for things, the DD-214, we're gonna ask them financial records and stuff like that. The way it is with us now, with all of the Veteran Affairs, they already know our criteria. So they're not gonna give us somebody just to waste our time. Again, once they come to us, and it can take easy as, we had ones on a Friday, we had a meeting, we have a meeting twice a month as a state. We actually wrote out a check the next day, right after the meeting, as long as they meet the criteria. Again, your mission statement is something you should think about. What do I want to help? I'm sorry, who do I want to help? And what do we expect from them? You know, again, the DD-14 is very important, because you can have a dishonorable or a general you just want to make sure the right person is coming to you. And again, saying no to people is going to be hard. It is very hard. As our state chairman tells me that constantly, it's hard. But you want to help the right people, the people that deserve it. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And, you know, just about the DD-214 is that we have a member on our staff who's a veteran.
He's on the picture.
Yeah, that's him actually. It's Kirby Paquette. And he reads the DD-214 because we may not understand it
Correct.
as much as he will. He'll understand it completely.
Right.
I mean, in our process, that if we find the veteran goes through our process, our screening, the application process, the phone interview,
Correct.
then the walkthrough of the home, and then we find the dog. Once we find the dog for training, it could take about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the dog. So that's our process as far as training the dog. So
Right.
you're looking at, maybe, a couple months until that dog goes home to its very ready.
And they're not alert dogs, just so you know. They're not alert dogs.
Again, just to hop on this again, we've had veterans that we helped 5 years ago who actually put in for help again. And again, some people think that you don't keep records. And we found out, hey, wait a minute, we gave you $7,000 5 years ago. What's the difference between now and then? And then, boom, you don't hear from them again. So again, it's very important to do. Okay?
Marty, what's an alert dog?
Alert dog is like if you're having a seizure, it'll tell you, it'll push you down, or these dogs do not. That's like 20, 30,000, 40, it takes 2 years or more to do that. These dogs are not alert dogs. The only command we do is block, because most of these veterans have anxiety for like a crowd like this. So I would say block, and the dog would come in between here, and then as the crowd dissipates, then he would say, okay, like I do with him, and then he goes with you.
We actually helped 3 veterans with dogs over the past 5 years, and again, no problems. Everybody was happy. They check in on them just like you want to keep tabs on everybody, and still going strong.
Now, on a doctor's note, I wanted to ask you is, you had, how do you know if they're going to be violent or not?
Again,
And then you were saying also you don't know if they need the dog, and that was a good point. Do they just want the dog?
there you go. Don made it perfectly.
And that's what got me when you said that.
Yeah, Don made when he did the vet. We call it the vetting. The investigation. There was some come across that just wanted a dog, and that's not what we're doing here.
Well, that we could do that too. We could give them a companion dog.
Correct.
But and we could even have them trained a little bit for basic obedience.
Right, but we were doing it for a service dog for
Correct.
Psychiatric.
Psychiatric.
Yes, with PTSD and stuff like
Right.
that. So we have, again, our mission statement is our mission statement. We are not going to waver.
Exactly, absolutely, and we will not place a psychiatric service dog to a home that already has an animal.
Yeah, because that's defeated the purpose.
Defeating the purpose, you just basically want a free dog. I hate to say that.
Another dog.
Yeah.
Another dog. Go
How do you
ahead.
know that the dog and the veteran are compatible?
Well, our trainers will call the veteran up, and they'll sit down and have a conversation. What's your day like? Well, I really don't go anywhere. I just sit on the couch. Well, I'm not going to give him a high energy. I'm going to give him Beethoven, because he doesn't want to move at all. But I'm not going to give him a high energy dog. Some of these guys jog and they work out and they go hiking, like with the Aldo. Aldo is a perfect example of that.
He was trained off leash training, because that young gentleman wanted to bring his dog hiking, fishing, hunting. So that took a little lot longer, obviously, training wise. But we also have another veteran who takes his dog to work every single day, and another one that does the same. And then we have like an older veteran,
Cassie.
the dog, is just he wanted a lap dog. Maybe walking around, the block, or take it out to the backyard.
And he's an elderly guy
And he's
too.
an elderly,
And do you do a process with the veteran, like to know,
The
like
trainer, like,
how
to figure out what their life,
Yeah.
to figure out what their life is all about. We want to be able to pair that dog with a veteran depending on what they want in their life. Some wants a lap dog, some wants a high energy dog, like Marky said. It all depends.
Cindy, as you can see, we both agree that if you're going to do this and you're going to put this time in and raise the money for it, it has to be a good fit. Just be a good fit, and you'll walk away from it with a beautiful smile on your face.
Yeah, like we say, we don't want any boomerangs. We don't want them to go out and come right back.
Yeah, no, of course, I would hate to see
You know?
Where do you get the dogs?
Rescues. Euthanasia. Oh, go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
We
Sorry.
work with several rescues in New Jersey, and we rescued them from euthanasia, off the streets, kill shelters. The one dog that I did talk about, the veteran takes the dog to work every day. That dog, Harley, originally her name was Miracle. Harley / Miracle was 25 minutes away from being euthanized.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now he's with a veteran who works for Tunnels for Towers.
So, I named it Miracle, because it was a miracle, right? He found us through one of our biggest supporters, which is in Bergen County Harley Davidson. But without them 3-4 years ago,
We wouldn't be here.
I mean, they really got behind us in the whole thing, but he found our organization through Bergen County Harley Davidson, so he wanted to name it Harley, so how can I say no? You know, like, you can't say no. So, any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Come on.